Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way as Watford announced the signing of Mileta Rajović from Kalmar FC on a 5-year contract. Today we're joined by Tim from the Kalmar Till I Die podcast to give us an insight on what Rajović can bring to this current Watford team.
Hi everyone on the Watford Way. My name is Tim McVitie Östborg from the Kalmar Till I Die podcast. I'm on here today to speak to you about Mileta Rajović, your new Danish striker. I hope I can give you some interesting insight on Mileta so you get a better understanding of the football player you are going to sign. I'll start off by giving you a small summary of his career. I'll then also give you some of his best attributes, and then I'll also speak about some things I think he can improve, and then I'll wrap it all up by giving you my opinion whether I think he can succeed at Watford or not. So, as I mentioned, I'll start by summarizing his career. Mileta is a Danish striker, 24 years old. I'm sure you're all aware. He came through the ranks at Brøndby's academy, starting off there. Brøndby is a big academy and a big team in Copenhagen. There are two big teams, FC Copenhagen and Brøndby. As I mentioned, Mileta came through Brøndby's academy, a very successful academy. He never made it through to the first team in Brøndby, but he earned his move to a third tier side in Denmark called B93. After his spell at B93, he made another move up the ranks to the second tier. He spent a few seasons in the second tier for 3 different clubs. His third club was Næstved in this second division, and in Næstved is where he really picked up his game and started to score lots of goals. In Næstved is also where he started to be noticed and scouted by Kalmar FF. So the way Kalmar scouted Mileta, it started from a friendly game where Kalmar played Næstved, so Mileta's old team, and Mileta actually scored 2 brilliant headers against Kalmar in that game. So from that game, Kalmar started to scout him and follow him and watched his game and statistics very closely, and ended up signing him a year later. So then he moved on to Kalmar in the December of 2022. The transfer was completed, and he got started in February with the preseason and early cup fixtures. And in these early fixtures, he started to bang the goals in early. He had a flying start. He looked great in preseason, and he got all the Kalmar fans really excited to see what he could bring in the Swedish Allsvenskan. As I said, great start, loads of goals. It also continued into Allsvenskan, where he scored his first goal in an away fixture against BK Häcken, the reigning Swedish champions. So that's where he got his first goal, and he continued to score goals in the first part of the season, and was in contention to win the top scorer of Allsvenskan. He started very well and was up there with Benny Traoré, who earned his move from Häcken to Sheffield this summer. Something that caught my eye was that he, before the season started, outwardly to the media expressed his goal of being top goal scorer in the Allsvenskan, which shows a lot of his confidence. So a good start in Kalmar, and in the Swedish league you go on a 1-month break between June and July, and when Kalmar came back from this break, they went into a tougher spell and started to have worse results than in the earlier parts of the season, and started to lose games. In the last 10 games, Kalmar have only won one of those games, and this also showed in Mileta's goal scoring record, where he also just got 1 goal in these 10 games. So the Kalmar started to struggle in attacking areas, and they didn't provide the service for Mileta, at least the same service that he got during the earlier parts of the season. So yeah, less service for Mileta and also less goals. So I'll move on to his best attributes. And I think a lot of you probably have watched some highlights or goals from Mileta. That's usually the way I do when there are players rumored to my club. And I'm sure you can see that his biggest strength is his size, his physique, and his hold up play. He is very hard to take the ball off of when he has his back against the goal. I like to compare him a bit to Lukaku when he was at Everton, just really difficult to take the ball off of, and a lot of defenders struggle against Mileta in this part of his game. Another good part of his game is his finishing. Something that makes Mileta unique is that he is equally as good on his left foot as his right. It doesn't matter where he is or if he's in balance or not, he'll smash the ball and make it really difficult for the keeper to save his shots. So his finishing, obviously as a striker, it's a massive part, but him being equally as good on his left as his right, it makes it really hard for defenders to know what side to steer him to or to guide him to. So that's just that. I think that's a big part of why he has earned this move to such a big club as Watford. And then also seeing his size, he's very good in the air as well. As you can imagine, he can win headers against big defenders, and he has good timing to the ball when the ball gets crossed in. And I'm sure he'll get a lot of headed goals for you. So what can Mileta improve, you're asking? By the way, they said 4 or 5 minutes from me. I'm already up on 6 minutes, so you'll have to bear with me. I think you'll want to hear this part as well. So bear with me. Just Mileta, he can definitely improve. I think one thing he can improve on is his dribbling and the skill set with the ball at his feet. Sometimes it can look nearly a little bit clumsy when he has the ball. It can look a bit funny if he's trying to dribble past the defender. He's a lot better at using his strength to take on defenders than trying a skill move. I think you understand what I mean. It's the same for a lot of big strikers. They can come across as a bit clumsy or funny when they try these sort of moves. So that's one thing I think he definitely can improve. Another thing he definitely can improve is his first touch. I made the comparison to Lukaku earlier on. I think that comparison is valid here as well. I think it's a bit of a running theme for bigger attackers to maybe struggle with their first touch, or at least it isn't their strongest part of the game. And I think this is definitely the case for Mileta as well. You will see him have a good touch in periods, but sometimes he struggles if he gets a difficult pass to control. Yeah, the ball can bounce off his foot. A bit like Lukaku, as I was mentioning earlier. So that's something he can improve. I think he's capable of improving it, and I think he will. And one last improvement is his game in the box. Don't get me wrong, Mileta is a fantastic player in the box. And in Allsvenskan he finds himself in good areas to score goals. But this is a big move to a better league, to a better team. And he'll have to sharpen that game even more to be able to score loads of goals. For an attacker, you want to be in the best position to score, and I think he can get better at that. But I also think this is something he'll improve on quite quickly under good coaching at Watford. I'm sure you have a good strikers coach and facilities to improve your players, and if Mileta gets good help and good coaching, I think it won't be that long until he is a really, really prolific striker in the Championship. Will Mileta succeed at Watford? I think you have kind of been able to figure out what my opinion on this is, but I definitely think Mileta can succeed at Watford, even though he's had a spell at Kalmar now where he has had a bit of goal drought, hasn't found the target as much. I think if he gets the right service from his Watford teammates, I know for example Ken Sema, another Swedish player you have, the quality of players in his team will be very good. If they can build up partnerships and find Mileta, I am sure he'll be a success at Watford. I can be for sure he strikes you as a beast, as an animal. You can see it just in his eyes. You can see it in his movement that he is a good striker and he has an eye for the target. So I would be very happy as Watford fans that that you have got this player, and I am gutted to see him leave Kalmar, seeing as he is such a key to our team. But I'm also very happy for Mileta's sake that he has earned this move, and hopefully it can give some well needed money for Kalmar FF as well. I hope you pay well for Mileta, and I can just end this by saying I hope you look after him, Mileta, because he's a good guy, funny guy. He always takes time for the supporters, taking pictures, having a chat. I can assure you he'll be the same at Watford. So take good care of him, and good luck for this season. I'll be keeping an extra eye out for Watford and for Mileta. And thanks for having me on. It's been really fun to record this and talk a bit about Mileta. So yeah, take care, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and a big thanks to Tim from the Kalmar Till I Die podcast for coming on to discuss Watford's new signing, Mileta Rajović. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.